Tonight's episode of The Langille Show would like to acknowledge the passing of comedic great George Carlin. Hey! Welcome to episode number 36 of The Langille Show. I'm the internet's own Brian Langille. And as you can plainly see, I am back here in PEI. I'm back here in my recording studio with my green wall behind me. I was over in Nova Scotia for a couple days this weekend, as you guys know, to celebrate my parents' 35th wedding anniversary, which just happened to coincide with Langille Show episode 35. I have no idea how that happened. You'd think I planned something like that or something, but actually the funny thing is I didn't. So some people were a little miffed that I lit up my dad on such an important event as his wedding anniversary, where I did the whole, all about me thing. And I talked to my dad about it before it went online, and he knew the fact that it was just, tongue-in-cheek. I was just kind of teasing with him. So for anyone out there who thought that I was being a little too hard or a little too cruel on my dad, it was funny as hell. It made for an entertaining statement, and, I went with it. He knew about it before I put it online. He knew it was going to go there. He just didn't realize that, it was going to be seen by as many people as it was. To answer the other question, yes, it is a true story, and yes, he is left-handed, and yes, when he was a student, they tried to get him to use his right hand, because apparently back then, being left-handed was some sort of horrible thing. Don't do that. And as I said at the top of the show there, tonight's episode would like to acknowledge the passing of comedic great George Carlin, who passed away yesterday at the age of 71. I was a George Carlin fan. I had been since high school. I remember the first time I heard George, I was babysitting for my neighbors, and they had a George Carlin cassette, and it was called A Place for My Stuff. And I was listening to it, and I thought it was funny as hell. And, when you're in high school, at least when I was in high school, something like George Carlin was, today's standards wouldn't be that controversial, but back then it was like, wow. I remember one of the bits started off something like, did you ever notice you don't seem to get laid much at Thanksgiving? I think it's because all the clothes are on the bed. And I thought that was hilarious. So I went to school that Monday and I quoted that. And then I thought about it. And you know what? People don't seem to get laid much on Thanksgiving. So the connection with George is the fact that I watched George in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I watched him in Dogma. I watched him in a few other movies, like Kevin Smith movies and stuff. And he's definitely going to be missed. But the connection is, and I don't think Owen's going to realize this for a long time, is the fact that he's the narrator on a lot of the Thomas the Tank Engine shows. And he's the voice of Fillmore in Pixar's Cars. So a whole new generation had a George Carlin effect on it. And he's definitely going to be missed. Thank you for all the good times, George, and you are definitely going to be missed. So I bet you're watching this show on YouTube, or you're watching it from thelangilleshow.com right now, and wondering, Langille, why isn't this episode on Facebook? Better yet, why isn't episode 35 on Facebook? And the answer is, ask Facebook. I uploaded episode 35 to them before I sent it to YouTube, and it never appeared. It just stays in a little queue that says, processing video. And I uploaded it the first time, and 3 hours later it was still sitting there, so I canceled it. I uploaded it again, and I left it. From the time I uploaded it to the time I got back to Charlottetown, which was close to 9 hours later, and it was still, processing. So I deleted it again, uploaded it, let it go overnight, which would be another 9 hours, and it's still processing. So this morning when I got to work, I figured, okay, let's try it one more time. So I uploaded it, and it's still processing. So I'm a little pissed off with Facebook. I'm a little fed up with them. This has happened to me twice now, and it's getting to the point. Remember a couple episodes ago I said I had to make a choice whether I was going to stay on Facebook or I was going to go to YouTube? Well, they're making my decision pretty easy for me, and if it continues to be like this and I can't get my media out because Facebook doesn't know how to process a video, then it's pretty simple. I'm just not going to upload on Facebook anymore. So if you're a fan of the show and you like watching it on Facebook, don't get mad at me. Don't blame me. It's Facebook that seems to have the problem. So I'm going to wait and see whether or not episode 36 goes up. If 36, which is this episode, doesn't appear on Facebook by, I'd say, 7 o'clock tonight. There's a good chance that episode 34 will be the last ever episode you will have ever seen on Facebook when it comes to the Langille Show. So hope Facebook gets their act together. Hope Facebook gets their ass in gear because, if not, I'm about to take the Langille Show strictly to YouTube. And you'll have to check it out there if you're going to watch the show. I'm going to wrap this one up, though. I kind of feel with the whole George Carlin thing that there's really not much else to talk about. So I'm going to wrap this up. My name is Brian Langille. Thank you for watching The Langille Show. I appreciate it. For everyone who checked it out at thelangilleshow.com, thank you for making the migration over there. It made the launch a bit of a success, so thank you. And as I said, you'll definitely find the episodes there because they know what they're doing because they are me, and I make sure that the episodes appear. So if you want to check out The Langille Show, you can definitely check it out at youtube.com and thelangilleshow.com. Hopefully, and I say that because, I'd really like for it to work, hopefully this will appear on Facebook. If not, this is pretty much going to be the beginning of the nasty breakup between The Langille Show and Facebook.com. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, check it out at thelangilleshow.com and youtube.com for sure. And I'll be back with episode 37 before you can possibly say, geez, why isn't 36 on Facebook? Take care.